everybody, welcome to Yoga with Sarah Trapani. Here's a full body stretch flow with a lot of warrior poses included. So grab your mat and let's get started. We're going to start today's practice right in downward facing dog, shaking your head out and starting to pedal your feet, lifting one heel at a time to wake up the backs of your legs and open up. Open up from that sitting bone right down through the heel. You can see that your first fingers are parallel and your fingers are spread really wide, and we're rooting through the index finger and thumb. And we're lifting the heels and flowing gently to a plank. Touch your knees down and then sweep right up into downward dog. And again, on the inhale, lift your heels, float into a plank. Knees touch down, then sweep back to downward dog. Warming up a little bit, wave forward. Now bring your knees down, take your feet flat. Come into child's pose for just a couple breaths to connect to your body even more deeply in a relaxed way and set your intention for this practice. What do you want to cultivate in this time on your mat today? Start to look between the thumbs on the inhale, wave to modified plank, shoulders over palms, tuck your toes, and we'll float back up to downward facing dog. Now stretch your right heel high for three-legged dog. Stretch that right heel up. Keep lifting your left underarm. Root through the heels of the hands on the inhale. Lift your right heel a little more. Exhale, tented fingers give you a little more space as you lift knee to nose and lightly step your right foot through. We're going to start with warrior one, spinning that left heel down. Left toes are pointing toward the upper left corner of your mat. Then we're going to come on up into a tall torso. Shoulder blades gliding on the back, and start to straighten that right leg. Lean back a little bit and press through that left heel so you feel a strong connection of that left heel onto the mat. Now bend your right knee directly over the ankle joint, then reach your fingertips forward and drift the arms up into warrior one. Wrap your ribs in toward the midline and lift up through the back of the head. Neutral gaze. Breathing there, strong warrior. When you inhale, look up between the hands. Exhale, let's release the hands to frame that front foot. Plant your palms and take a big step back to plank pose. Touch your knees down, hug your elbows in, come onto your belly. Lay your feet flat and take cobra pose on the inhale. Little back bend. On your exhale, hips to heels, meet in downward dog. And find a restful state in downward dog, a sense of steadiness and ease in your effort. And the knees are a little bit soft, so you can really find the length and space in your lower back and the hollowness in the belly when you exhale. Now stretch that left heel high, three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose, lift the belly, tented fingers, lightly step your left foot through. Spin your outer right heel down. It's about heel to heel alignment. Root through both feet and start to come on up. Find your upright torso. Straighten that front leg, lean back a little bit, feel that right foot press, hug your belly in, and then bend your left knee, drop the tail, sweep the arms forward and up into warrior one. Lifting your whole torso up off the pelvis as the pelvis grounds toward the earth. And we lift up through the base of the skull toward the sky. Reach up through your fingertips. When you inhale, look up. Exhale, hands frame that front foot. Swing the right heel over the toes. Plant the palms, step back to plank. Bring your knees down, come back into child's pose. Hips to heels. Stretch from the pinkies to the hips. And then as you inhale, wave forward, shoulders over palms. Tuck your toes, meet back in downward dog again. Breathing there. Now stretch your right heel high for three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose, slide your right foot through, right between the hands. Spin your outer left heel down and come up to warrior one. And we're going to inhale, look up at the hands. We're exhaling, opening to warrior two. So you have to adjust. You have to heel toe that right foot in about once You have to turn your left toes open a little more so they're not so sharply turned toward the front of your mat. That allows your pelvis to turn a little bit more in alignment with the lengthwise side of your mat, but we still want to wrap that right knee open so it doesn't collapse in. Then reach out through the fingertips, warrior two, and look over your left fingertips. Reach your left fingertips back and lift your left side waist. Then look over your right fingertips. Strong warrior two. Good. Now turn your right palm up, reverse your warrior, left hand to left thigh, right arm sweeps up and over. Keep dropping that right thigh down. Inhale, looking up. Exhale with control. It's a slow cartwheel. Release your hands to frame that front foot. We're going to heel toe that right foot a little wider. Swing the left heel over the toes. Plant your left hand. Take your right hand onto your back. Look to the right. Reach your right fingertips, thumb up toward the back of your mat, and then lift the fingertips to a T. Glide that right inner knee forward, but keep hugging it into the midline. One more inhale. Exhale, release your right hand on the outside of the right heel. Touch your left knee down, then slide that right leg back. Come into child's pose. I'm tucking the toes to stretch out the feet, or you could have your feet flat. Now on your inhale, wave into modified plank. Let your hips sink a little more. Take a little back bend, look up. Then slide the hips back and lift up to downward dog. Now stretch your left heel high for three-legged dog. Keep dropping your right heel down and wrapping your right thigh bone straight back. Inhale. Exhale, tented fingers, knee to nose. Step your left foot through. Spin your left heel down. Drop your tail. Come up to warrior one. Both feet anchoring. Inhale, look up at the hands in the air. Exhale, open to warrior two. Make those little adjustments with the feet. Left toes pointing straight ahead. Drop your left thigh down. Look over your right hand. Reach your right fingertips back a little bit. And then look over your left hand. Fingertips stretching away from your body, from your torso. Then flip your left palm up, reverse warrior, right hand to right thigh. Left arm sweeps up and over. Inhale there. Exhale, slow cartwheel. Release your hands to frame that front foot. Swing the right heel over the toes and heel toe your left foot a little wider. Take your right hand a little wider. Take your left hand and reach your left fingertips back. Left thumb up. And extend your left fingertips up in this twist. Right rib toward left rib. Inhale. Exhale, release that left hand down. Touch your right knee down and slide that left leg back. Find your child's pose. Toes are tucked. Breathing there. Now inhale, wave to modified plank. Exhale, come all the way down onto your belly. Take your feet flat. Reach your arms around, thumbs down. Root through the pelvis. Inhale, everything else lifts up, Shalabhasana. Shoulder blades right on the back. Inhale, fill the belly lift, look forward. Exhale, palms under elbows, tuck your toes. Press on back into downward facing dog. Shake your head. Shake your head no. Let the weight of the head traction the spine. And we're going to lift the heels high and come onto tiptoes. Tiptoe right between your thumbs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Take an extra pause in that Uttanasana, letting the head spill down. Then press through the feet, lift the belly, slowly come on up. Coming into Tadasana. Find the crown of the head floating right up toward the sky. We're going to lightly interlace the fingers behind the head. Shift to your right foot. Lift your left foot, peel your left thigh up. If you can extend your left heel straight out, that's great. Otherwise, just keep the knee bent. Keep the back of the head moving into the interlace of the hands. And then step that left foot back into warrior one. Now left toes in warrior one, they point toward the front of the mat quite a bit. That left inner thigh spirals up into your body, and that right thigh bone pulls into the hip socket. Hug your elbows in, lift your elbows up, and resist the back of the head into the hands really gently. Now straighten your right leg all the way. Release your hands back behind, interlace your fingers lightly. Bend your right knee and come into humble warrior, laying your right front chest on top of the thigh. And let your head hanging down toward the floor. If it's too much, your hands can come to frame that foot, that right foot on the floor, or 2 yoga blocks, or your hands could be on your back. Just one more. Inhale. Exhale, press through the feet, come all the way up. Reach your arms right up. Look up on the inhale. Turn the palms forward. Exhale, cactus. Take your hands to your hips. Bend your right knee, press through your right foot, and step right toward the top of your mat. Lift your left knee, take your hands in front of your left shin, give a little pull of that left thigh toward your side waist. Then lightly step that left foot down. Let's do the other side. Pressing through the left foot, lift your right foot. Interlace your hands back behind your head with a non-habitual finger on top, and move the back of the head into the hands. You may be able to extend your right heel all the way out and then step right back into warrior one legs, elbows hugging in, belly in. Move the back of the head into the hands and lift your elbows straight up. Then straighten that front leg on the inhale. Exhale, release. Come into humble warrior. As you lean forward, you're going to reach your hands around, interlace the awkward non-habitual finger, and then you start to lay your left front chest on top of the thigh. Keep tractioning your left sitting bones straight back as you let the crown of the head hang toward the floor and really press through the outer right foot to anchor you in the pose. Humble warrior. When you exhale, pull the belly in. We're going to come all the way up. Reach your arms overhead. Look up. Inhale, palms forward. Exhale, cactus arms. Take your hands to your hips. Bend your left knee and slide that right knee up. Lift your right knee and take your hands in front of that right shin and hug that right thigh up toward the side waist if you're able. If not, just balance on one foot, that's fine. Then release your right foot down. We're going to just sway arms side to side a couple times. Loosen up. Loosen up and let your shoulders be loose. Very nice. Good. Slowing it down, bend the knees quite a bit, start to fold. Let your head go and take your hands to the base of the skull and give a little shampooing of the skull from the back toward the front. Just releasing any tension of your energy that might be vibrating in your head or your brain. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it out your mouth. Good. Then plant your palms and step back one last downward dog. Now in downward dog, drift into plank. Come down to tabletop. And then swing the ankles underneath. Come on to sit and swing the legs around. So we're finding Dandasana, staff pose, feet are flexed, sit up tall, hug your belly in, and just let the shoulders glide down the back. Take your right fingertips over to the right, reach your left arm up and over. Inhale and exhale, press that left hand away and reach the right arm up and over. Inhale, exhale, press that right palm away, and then sweep both arms up as you inhale. Exhale, reach for your toes or your ankles or your shins, and look down in between your knees. Exhaling out. Breathing space into the lower back and the back ribs. And then draw your belly in and make your way slowly onto your back. Once you find yourself on the back, let's hug both knees in toward the body and give a little squeeze. We'll rock and massage the back gently, side to side, tuning into any tender spots along your back, really relaxing your shoulders, your jaw, And we're taking full happy baby, elbows on insides of knees, hands reaching for the ankles or the outside blades of the feet. Soles of feet face the sky. Drop your shoulders down. Turn your head to the right, and then turn your head to the left. And then back to neutral. And then release and take your hands on your belly, open your heels out to a V, and then squeeze the knees in together and bring your feet mat width distance apart and let your knees knock into touch, into constructive rest. Rub your hands together gently and take your hands and rest them right on your eye sockets and just give a light press, dragging your forehead down toward the brow line. Scan the body as you relax. Down through all the joints, down through the baby toes. Let the thigh bones rest in the hip socket. And rub your hands together and take your hands on your sternum. Resting your hands on your sternum, honoring your heart, honoring compassion, inviting tenderness and kindness toward yourself. Then rub your hands together. Take the hands on the belly and honoring the health of your body. Now find gratitude for anything at all you have to be grateful for. Start to windshield wiper your knees side to side, wringing out the outer hips and butt. And then roll to either side when you're ready and slowly press on up to sit. Arriving up in a tall seat, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Shake your hands a little bit, like you're flicking water off the hands, and then bring your hands together in prayer position, Anjali Mudra, connecting the thumbs to the center of the chest. And I wish you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and always trust on the journey. Namaste. And have a great day. So great to have you in class. Please like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment, and I always appreciate that super thanks button. Helps support my channel and my efforts. Keep it up. See you next time. Bye-bye.